cost me $100. I'm taking it out of your check.
So we gotta say, Jason cut this tree. The first day we were here,
He hung it up, huh?
he hung it up and he quit. He got in a skidder and he left.
Left
This
it
has
for
been
you.
hanging here for a week. So now I'm cleaning up his mess.
That's normal,
I'm just saying, this ain't for me.
That's normal.
Yeah, he talks a big talk, you know, but he don't spend too much time with a saw.
That's good, though. He's got machinery. He should be using it.
See the tap marks in this tree here. Tap marks?
Yep.
Where's Jim when I need him?
Time to go get another saw.
Yep. Oh well.
What do you want? I'll go get it. Take a break.
Just grab that 372 with the 24-inch bar on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, here, we almost got a tree done with all. I don't know where the hell we'll go after this.
Hey, I'll help you roll it. I'm gonna roll it that way.
Probably.
basswood's kind of grabby, ain't it?
Yeah, well, it's that bark is like rope.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like on a, say, of a maple, if you're down to that bark level, it just shears off.
Yeah.
This stuff is like rope. You could tie
Right.
knots in it.
Right.
They hate it at the mills because it balls up
Everything, yeah, yeah.
in the debarker. It turns into big balls.
Yeah.
And then it goes through all the, it's terrible.
It's even worse than black locust. Black locust, so your bark comes off in sheets too. But this is even worse.
You can't break
it's
it.
stringy.
You can cut a strip or you can whip somebody with it. You can't. And when it's green,
yeah,
it's horrible. They hate it at the mills.
Yeah.
Cuts like butter, but.
Yeah. What was that you said?
9 sticks. It might be 10. So here we all, everything's 8 foot, 100 inch, 104. Anytime you get 7 sticks, you got a nice tall tree here. And then with these forks and tops and stuff, you might get 10, 11 sticks. Back in the old days, I know guys that cut
Down to 4
by the
inches?
stick. They got paid by the stick.
Oh,
You kept track of your sticks every day.
no kidding.
Yeah, and they cut how many hundreds of sticks a day, I can't tell you. So he marked these 2 maple, and then he said leave them. Here I stand next to him.
Holler at him, see if he wants some cut or not.
Hey, Jason! You want me to cut these 2 just double maple here you marked by this basswood?
The bars.
Oh. Okay, so we got the 20-inch bar, which is what I run 90% of the time. And I put the 24 on because we do got some bigger trees on this job. There's some oak we're going to cut over here. I think I'm going to use a 395 actually to drop them because they're pretty substantial. And right now I'm swapping saws, so I just ran almost a tank out of this one, and it's been hot, so I like to rotate saws so I don't burn them up. Let this one cool down while I run a tank on this saw. Let this one sit, run a tank on this saw. And then if I make it through the end of the day, we got some wood cut.
But you like that 20-incher in the brush.
Yeah, when you're tripping through these tops and stuff, I don't, you can probably see it on film, I don't know, but
Yeah.
you're just stumbling, tripping, and my knees don't bend anymore. You got these chap pants on, they don't, you know,
Yeah.
I'm old, feeble,
Rotten bagel.
balance ain't that good. So yeah, the 20-inch, I mean the 24, I like it if you're felling a big tree and bucking a big tree. Because once I get past a few butt sticks, I'd rather have this.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's less cumbersome for me. Because you can see, this isn't even brushy. This is really nice, really, compared to some of the stuff you got to crawl through like that right there. You can't see 20 feet in there.
Yeah.
That's more normal cutting.
Right.
So then you're like this, cut and brush to get to the tree. Because
Right.
then you usually got to cut yourself a place to drop it so you can see if there's any danger, you know, stumps or something you're going to hit, and
Right.
you know. So.
And you're not cutting giant spruce or Doug
No,
fir
we're
like
not cutting. We're
on
not
the
cutting
West
West
Coast
Coast wood here. This is
hardwood.
This is, what are we? Central
Yeah, Midwest.
Midwest hardwood. And this is really some nice wood out here. This is some of the nicer wood I've got to cut in a while. It's just really hot.
So next you're cutting this crotch up here, huh?
Yeah, we're going to take that out of there, and there's a butternut over here we're going to cut next. So a lot of people haven't seen butternut. So if you can show it, this tree is dying. You can
Yeah.
see the top on it. There's not much. That tree ain't got long to live.
No.
And now that we've exposed it to all the openness, taking the trees around it, it's more susceptible to bust off. So basically we're going to salvage it. It's the only butternut tree that I've seen out here.
He said there's one other one out back he found
Someplace.
too. Yeah.
But so it's got a yellow on the cambium layer. The bark kind of looks like oak, but under the cambium layer it's real yellow. That's how you can ID it.
Yeah.
Just by
And
the bark.
the leaves look a lot like either a walnut,
Look,
more walnut-like.
real close to
Yeah.
walnut.
Yeah.
And the nuts actually look like walnut. They're a little bit longer. They're not as round, but they look a lot the same. All right, let's get this next 2 trees down. we're not going. It's a little froggy. Yeah, we might just let it go where it wants to go.
You got a crack here too.
I'm not going to be able to swing that. I got no fiber here at all.
Yep.
Just going to have to hammer it straight across the road.
It's going to go right across these two saggers here. You have to cut those too probably.
We'll see what happens. I cut those down anyway. Guess they didn't spring back. So I'm cutting all these saplings down because they're ash. We got the ash borers here finally. We cut a tree yesterday that had ash borers. So all the ash trees are going to be dead here the next few years. And it kills the young ones too. They got no chance. That ash borer kills even these saplings.
I find a lot of trees I find that are small, when the bark is smooth, they live.
Yeah.
As soon as they get rough bark, any kind of roughness to them, the bugs are in.
Yep.
That's what I've noticed.
And there's a lot of ash sprouts here.
Right. So
Lots.
some of them will come back eventually.
Maybe. I don't know. I think once they get to a certain size, they're going to be dead.
Yeah, but I think the...
And for them guys to run tap lines, they don't want any brush anyways.
Right. They want it all done.
So yeah, I normally wouldn't cut all these little ones down, but it's all ash. So
Right.
I'm going to see if
the bark is kind of cool looking.
it looks kind of like oak.
Kind of, but
Kinda.
it's different.
Yep. It's a
It's
different.
got like, I don't know how to describe it. It like spreads out, comes back together.
Well, what do they call it? Like fluting, I think they call
Yeah,
it.
you can see here, it's like a point here. And it opens up, and it narrows down again. And it's like alternating.
Yep.
Different, real different kind of bark. Almost kind of like elm a little bit.
Kind of
too.
like almost like white ash, but way bigger.
Yeah.
What do you call it? All right, we'll see if I can slide it in between there without hanging it. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't
good
have
luck.
a lot of steering wood
No.
here with this tree, so.
And it's not a strong fiber wood, so it probably ain't gonna hold very good at all.
No, this is going to be a see what happens cut here.
Yeah, that would have broke off in the wind real fast.
So if you see it yellow,
Yeah, but look at how little is left.
yeah, that tree was not long for this world.
Got any nuts anywhere yet?
I don't think this tree is lively enough to grow.
That's what I'm thinking.
This tree was dying.
I'll look and see if I can find any up at the top here. Nope.
I didn't think it would.
Yeah.
I don't think this tree is healthy enough to grow now.
Smells similar to, you smell the leaves? It smells similar to walnut, but a little different.
Yeah, it's got a smell.
Yeah. It's kind of sticky, like a,
Yeah, it's sticky.
almost like a glue.
The leaves are sticky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't have lasted. That was a good one to cut. It was rotten up here too,
I've
wasn't
been
it?
looking at that tree for a year now.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
See
6
it
months.
broke here?
Yeah, she shot it.
Yeah, it's a good thing you cut it.
Yeah. Yep. Hated to do it, but if it would have been a nice, healthy tree, well, we wouldn't have cut that.
Yeah.
That was not a healthy tree. It looked like. I don't know if you can even saw anything out of that.
There might be.
You might be able to cut some 5 foot or 6 foot out
Yeah.
of this. And
This one might be okay.
Yeah, whatever. cut it here. Normally I'd have bunching tongs with me if I was cutting pulp, but I'm not cutting pulp, technically. There, we get through there. Where do we go?
How many did you find?
Well, there's 3 back here. There's a couple here. He was saying something about chasing the ash. I hadn't seen the ash yet.
Yeah, and he said there was some big monsters.
This is all basswood so far.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 trees right here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm still looking for ash. Hear a little rumbling, we might get rained on again.
Yeah.
Unless it's going away from us.
I think it's coming towards us. He said it's kind of on the edge of the radar. We're on the edge of it, so maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
I gotta try to miss them too close. Ha. Good luck. I gotta put it over there. I gotta aim for that oak tree there. Didn't bring the axe. I'll go get it. Cut it deep over there. that dirt come out?
Yep. Saw it.
So we've been cutting 10s and 12s out of these nicer logs. All of a sudden today, nope, cut all 8s.
This buyer wants 8.
Now they want 8s. So this one ain't gonna make veneer. It's got bird peck in it. You can see it.
Yep, little holes there.
See all those little holes? That's some sapsuckers.
Yep.
So that ain't gonna make them veneer no matter what.
All right.
I'd rather cut 10s and 12s because the production's a lot better.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yep,
cut
but
8s.
if he's getting paid the same for 8s as 10s, you might as well cut 8s.
Exactly.
You might get an extra stick somewhere. Saw it get dull all of a sudden there?
No.
As you hit the ground over there, you cut in about 2 inches
Oh,
on that
I
last
believe
cut.
that.
You'll see it on the film.
That wears a guy out.
Yeah.
That's the only spot I had.
Yeah.
It was heavy this way.
You see that dead branch up there? I saw it when you were hitting. It was moving too. I was hoping you'd back out. Yeah, you walked it over a bunch.
I had to.
Yeah, I know. There's nowhere to go.
It wanted to go there. There's a whole bunch of sap lines
You
there.
turned that almost 90 degrees.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
needed
nobody
the
else
hammer.
knows. Show everybody where it wanted to go.
That tree was going that way.
Which way did it?
There's tap lines right there. I put it at 45 or 90.
90 degrees,
yeah. I turned it 90 through a hole.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping it'd catch on this one. I should have maybe went left a little, because that tree wants to go this way too.
Uh-huh.
So I was hoping to catch that one, but I didn't want to catch on this maple, which whatever. That oak has got. It would have been easier too. That oak has got to go, but we're not cutting it today
Right.
because he wants to wait for the hammer to come.
Right.
It's about 110% humidity now.
Yeah, I know it got more humid.
At least it's not in the sun. We're in the dark. It's
Yeah.
like nighttime and it's noon.
Yeah.
It's noon right now. It's dark in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we just had a little rain. A little cooler offer. But a little bit there. out of gas.
Sharpen?
Yeah, I got to sharpen it.
Yeah.
I hit the ground so many times.
I'll leave this here.
Yep, out of gas. I thought I heard it.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I know. To go that way, but we got enough top. I think we could put her on top of this one.
Really? You think you can make it go that way? That's really lean and heavy.
Where's the cap lines over there? We're gonna try it. Boy, I don't. Maybe not.
I don't think it's gonna. You come over here and look.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Yeah. Where's them cap lines at? There.
Just drop it on this log right here.
Gonna have to. I'll just put it right across that one. So I've been fighting this tree because my saw is dull because I keep hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Because if you don't cut through that bark, you can't get these things separated. It's
Yeah, they hang on tight.
terrible. When you hit the ground, then your saw is dull, then you're not cutting straight. It's just a little misery. It's nice when you got trees down. You can put trees across trees, keep it off the ground. That helps a lot. We can't cut this oak yet. It'd be nice to get it out of here.
don't want to go. Oh.
back in the day,
That's what you did for everything.
this is what you did with everything. Anything you could pile,
Started
you
at the
piled.
top and worked to the butt.
You would drag everything
Tongs.
with tongs.
Yeah.
We'd bunch this all in one, but this would be one bunch.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
Cutting and bunching. And bunching was nothing but bull work.
Yeah.
We're doing it easy here.
Saves him some time though if all he's got to do is grab these
Well,
four
back when
versus.
skidders could only reach from me to you,
Yeah.
made a big difference.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't have 30-foot reach. Nowadays, toom, toom, toom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Drop down now.
She's hung.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Jason's unloading right now, so
In a normal situation, I would take that oak and put it right on top of this.
smash it down.
Knock her
Well,
down.
actually, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you did that. No, just to get that one down, so you don't leave it.
It depends how bad it's hung up there. I was off a little to the right, it looks like, but it was hanging bad that way. I mean,
Yep.
I did take it a bunch, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
under normal circumstances, I'd take that maple out of there. And that basswood. And this oak. Be a little miniature clear cut. Since he's got the skidder right here, though, we'll just leave it. He'll pull it down. We got other trees to cut. We'll drop these across here. Maybe we can
Knock it
make
down.
a big teepee.
Make a big teepee.
Big teepee.
Exactly. Yeah, you might be able to push it over a little bit, maybe.
Well, I got two there. If I can put them across.
I think if you use this oak, you could slam it over.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. We'll just see what we can do with these. We'll see how big of a teepee we can make. We haven't made a teepee in a long time. This ain't going to be heavy enough. This will probably just slide down it, but we'll try it. So where's the stick at? Over there.
Need a lot of blankets.
Mosquitoes will probably like this too, huh?
Yeah.
All right, we'll slide this one down, see if it even wiggles it.
I don't know.
So this tree now, this tree is going to kick that way.
Yeah.
when it
Well, and
slides.
you're rotting on the bottom too.
So don't go that way.
Yeah. Go over here. Didn't even phase it.
So, if ain't enough to, this ain't enough to take it down, what's going to happen is it's going to go across here.
And slide down.
It's going to slide down. It's going to get hung in that tree. And it's going to go that way and it might stay right there.
So you're going to have all kinds of
We
stuff.
might be just adding to this teepee. We're going to take a chance because we got a skidder here, so no biggie. And then we can drop that bass one on here and we're going to get our general teepee shape.
We could call lots of people and have a big party.
I think I hear the skidder coming, so.
I can hear it, but I don't know where he is. If he's loading or unloading or what he's doing.
We'll try this. You got the hammer?
we go!
Behind you. It cleaned up. You know where I'm glad I wasn't about a minute ago? Right there. Right in that hole. That would have hurt. That would have hurt bad. Yeah, she hit over there. Oh, it's the only way it could go. Where we measured it. that's a nice pile of wood. Well, realize how much in a tree to see it like that. That's cutting wood. Do that all day. Got a couple truckloads like nothing. 2, 3 trees, or yeah, back when I was cutting wood, 2, 3. Easy, easy.
Look on this side of that straight down. You see the red mark? Look kind of between the trees.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's federal.
Right.
That big basswood that's kind of sitting right straight ahead of us. That's the edge of federal.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw a mark there someplace.
Well, there's a sign right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wasn't going that way. I'm going this way. So I was going to get this one. I don't know if I can get this little one.
If you can't.
But then them ash are right over there someplace. I don't know. They're close.
Yeah, that big ash is right there.
So I wasn't going to take the oak, but I had. I think it'll roll off. Might go if you cut more on that side.
Here to there would have been, it's too late now to make veneer. There. From there to there would have made veneer.
I don't know about veneer.
Oh,
We were better.
no, you would have made veneer.
Really?
Yep.
It just cost you $100.
Yep. You just cost me $100. I'm taking it out of your check.